Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is my hope and prayer that this video is actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm fine. Kisumu is also fantastic. Maybe you could let me know where you are watching the video from, the county or the country, in case you are out of the republic. Ladies and gentlemen, there's one question which most people have actually asked me on this platform. And honestly, I cannot give you guys a definitive answer. What was William Ruto's mission to Dubai? Because William Ruto flew out of the country secretly and came back into the country secretly. For those who are keenly following the happenings in this country, on Friday, William Ruto presided over NYS graduation in Gilgil. Then from that time, William Ruto was not seen on Saturday. He was not seen on Sunday. As a matter of fact, it became the first Sunday, if you ask me, when William Ruto missed a church function. And that same yesterday, this is what Babu Owino posted. Let me read for you. Finally, Ruto has chosen money over God. Leo hakuna maombi jamani. He's secretly in Dubai negotiating for kickbacks over the maize which is to be imported. Kuria, Murkomen, and Adil Kawanja in attendance. So from that Babu Owino post, at least we get to know the people who accompanied William Samoei Arap Ruto to that particular trip. And on Twitter, Kenyans were really asking questions. And Flight Radar became their best friends. People were actually following how that Kenya Air Force presidential jet was moving from Kenya, the moment it landed, the moment it was coming back into the country. At some point, it disappeared from the radar, and later it emerged that it was actually over Somali Airlines, so airspace. This is what Shadiq Shaban asked. Did William Ruto dash to Dubai after presiding over NYS graduation in Gilgil on Friday? He wasn't seen in public on Saturday and Sunday. What was the presidential plane carrying to and from Dubai? Gold? Chicken? Title deeds? Did it travel for a medical checkup? So basically, these were some of the concerns of Kenya. If you go through that particular hashtag on Twitter, someone was asking, like Pius Kinuvia, that why would President William Ruto jet out of the country secretly in the middle of countrywide blackout for business dealings organized by CS Korea in Dubai? So many people were really asking questions. But let us go back a bit, because in this video, I want to try and explain to you guys probably the objectives of that particular trip. But again, before we do that, in case you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. So please, for this particular video, just give it thumbs up, and I really want to read your comments, what you think about William Ruto's trip. I really feared doing this video, but because so many people are talking about it on Twitter, please allow me to just talk about it. Now, let us go back a bit. If you follow the politics of this country, in February 2022, at the peak of the campaigns, William Ruto actually flew to Dubai. And at that time, for those who remember, Moses Kuria was actually sick. So most people assumed that William Ruto went to see Moses Kuria. Because also remember, that was his first trip outside the country after the Uganda fiasco. You remember when he was supposed to go to Uganda, he was locked out. And when he left Dubai at that time, he detoured to Swaziland. So Kenyans really speculated the whole thing about that particular trip. I think it took around 4 days in Dubai. But that was not important. Again, if you go to Google and you search William Ruto in Dubai, my second result is actually showing me that William Ruto was in Dubai. That was in November last year. And the Weekly Citizen had a story about that, and that while in Dubai, he met billionaire lawyer Adil Kawanja secretly. That details have emerged of a secret meeting between Deputy President William Ruto and billionaire businessman Adil Kawanja at a private villa in the Midif neighborhood of Dubai last Friday. According to sources close to the Signal Intelligence Agency, formerly known as the National Electronic Security Authority, United Arab Emirates Intelligence, the discreet meeting attended by, among others, the CEO of Abu Dhabi Islamic Bank. Remember, this is a bank which is supposed to acquire another bank here. And remember, this particular trip by the DP, this gentleman, Adil Kawanja, was also part of it, based on the three people Babu Owino mentioned. So first of all, let us try and figure out the details about these people who accompanied Ruto. There was Moses Kuria. Moses Kuria is the Minister for Trade. I've always told you guys that in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing just happens for the sake of it. The other day, I think it was some readjustments where the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would now not deal with every other thing, that each ministry can now enter into deals with other countries without going through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They only copy. So I'm looking at Moses Kuria's presence here, and I'm seeing a deal between the Kenyan government and a foreign country or a foreign company being entered without going through Ministry of Foreign Affairs, because Ministry of Foreign Affairs has a lot of people watching over it. Then there is Kipchumba Murkomen, the Minister for Roads. His presence could serve two purposes. Either, number one, he was the lawyer in these deals, because Kipchumba Murkomen for a long time has been William Ruto's lawyer, or maybe in his capacity as the Minister for Road. There are a group of people who wants to do a major road project or a major project in infrastructure in the country. So his presence was needed there. The other guy is Adil Kawanja. And that's why I made reference to that 2022 November meeting in Dubai. This is a gentleman who is a business partner of William Ruto. He's a lawyer. And remember, the other day he was made the chair of Safaricom. So his presence here simply means that this meeting was not about medical. It was about deal making. Either the deal is going to be good for the country, or good for the people involved, or good for William Ruto or any other person. But let us not get at that. Let us again go and look at the questions which Kenyans are asking. Kenyans are asking several questions because I want us to try and figure out what was the objective of this particular meeting. Remember, William Ruto is the President of the Republic of Kenya. As such, we have a right to question. Number two, is also just a human being, which means he has his private life. He can actually attend these meetings in his capacity as William Ruto without even involving us. He's a businessman, of course. Now, let us ask ourselves a question. The use of the presidential jet. If you look at the radar, it was clear that William Ruto was on the Kenya Air Force. That is the honest truth. He was on Kenya Air Force Focus 70. It left Nairobi and it came back at those specified times. So, why do you think he used the presidential jet? Is it because of security? Or is it because he's a president? Because from all indications, on the other side, there was no government official who received Ruto. Why presidential jet? Maybe because of security. And that's why that's why Sadiq Shaban was asking, what was the presidential jet carrying? Because, that's a jet which will land at JKIA. It will receive presidential reception. Nobody would ask. Everything will be, the area will be secured. If there was anything, will be carried, taken to wherever it's supposed to be taken. So the question is, why do you think they used it if this was not a public event? And if it was a public event, what was the mission of the event? Number two, the other question which Kenyans are asking, why is it that nobody saw William Ruto off at the airport? And why is it that when he came back, nobody received him? It's normally the norm that whenever William Ruto is leaving the country, you'd always see Rigathi Gachagua saying bye-bye, some government officials. So the question is, this time around, nobody saw him off. Again, when he came back, nobody received him. In fact, the fact that there was a power blackout, most Kenyans now saying that during that power blackout is when this guy was sneaked into JKIA, into the presidential chopper, and flew. Which for me is not really true, because the airport will always be late, even if the power is not there. But Kenyans are questioning why nobody actually received him when he came back, and again when he left, why he was not escorted. Even the other side, there's nobody who is talking about William Ruto being received. The third question which Kenyans are asking is that, why is it that nobody posted anything about the trip on the official pages of the state? The State House, even Itumbi, has not posted anything about this particular trip. So many questions are being asked. So let me try and let you know what I think would have been the objective of this secret meeting trip. Number one, in my view, it could have been a private business. Where we mean, William Ruto, as much as he's the president of the Republic of Kenya, he's still William Ruto. He will be president maximum 10 years. After that, he will go back. And William Ruto would want to use this opportunity as the president of the Republic of Kenya to acquire wealth to the level of the Kenyattas, the Jaramogis. In fact, someone was telling me that William Ruto's main mission in this world today is to surpass Jomo Kenyatta's wealth, Moi's wealth, and Jaramogi's wealth. I don't think personally that Jaramogi is wealthy than, the Jaramogi family are wealthy than Ruto. No, I don't think so. But William Ruto intends to be more wealthy than them. So if he has those interests and are personal and is the president of the Republic of Kenya, the question is, can a president use a presidential chopper to attend his private events? The answer to that is that there's nothing which defines a president as a private citizen. So maybe he went to pursue his own business. Number two, I'm also thinking that this could have been a serious deal of billionaires. And that's why the headline of the nation today is important, where they are talking of this. Hope you are seeing it. They are talking of questions emerge over multi-billion shilling oil importation plan. If you read that story, there's a scandal which is coming up, and this is serious. This is a deal which can only be executed with the knowledge of the president. So probably the deal is good for the country, because I was reading that story. It's about easing the dollar. But the oil marketers were saying that the deal is meant to benefit a few. And I learned for the first time that in oil business, people really don't make money at the pump. People make money at the exchange of dollar there and at the price they negotiate in those foreign lands. So that even if you come here and they sell this, I mean, nothing much. So probably it was a serious deal. And I also tend to think that it could have been medical attention. You know, William Ruto campaigned. The campaign ended and he's still been campaigning. He has not rested. And maybe he just went for medical attention. And there are people who are in the know always say that even in that February last year, he went the same. If you look at again earlier, the same. But I'm also looking at the possibility, which is my fourth point, is that maybe William Ruto went to meet high-profile leaders. You know, in this world, we've seen presidents make secret trips. Like Biden was in, was it in Syria the other day? Uhuru, at one point, I think, went to Somalia at the peak of the war there. So maybe Ruto also went and met with a high-profile president just to negotiate. I don't know, but I also don't want to rule out the possibility of William Ruto going out of the country to negotiate government deals because things are not working for him. That is the truth. Things are not working for Ruto the way he had anticipated. He had anticipated the cost of living to come down. The cost of living is not coming down the way he expected. He had expected to offer employment to Kenyans. You know, the cost of living is going up there. You know, you don't know. You never know. Maybe he also went to meet with the people who funded his campaigns. Because there is this, I think I need to talk about it. Maybe if you allow me. The gas, the Taifa gas deal. Should I talk about it? Some of you fear for me? Thank you guys. And if you watched this video up to this stage, please know that personally, I don't take it for granted. So the only thing I can do is to ask you to continue supporting the channel. Those who watch it up to this point, I know you value the channel. Thank you, and may God bless you. Also, you can also let me know whether you reached this particular point. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.